Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Praying that everyone is finding their moments of wisdom and that everyone is feeling some aspects of peace and joy. I want to be clear as I can be and open, authentic. I'm having a very difficult time this morning with keeping my center and keeping my focus on peace and love and possibilities of greatness. So, with that said, Spirit has been giving me such loving, gentle reminders that it's not that I need to pretend that everything is perfect and great. I just need to trust that it is, give everything I can within me to bring forward all of that energy, but to be in the presence of transforming all the other energies of grief, anger, sadness, fear, blah, blah, blah. We're human, and that human stuff is not um, an easy path. Why we came, sometimes we'll just never know, right? So as you can see from my word today, resilient, I went, yeah, I believe that's true. And when you're in the process of anchoring in resiliency, you could be finding yourself, sort of wobbly. So I don't need to then be in the way of spirits sharing of what's coming today, what they want to offer. Luckily, they were reminding me because I was probably on a step of just stepping on the doorstep of I'm not capable. I'm not ready today. I don't want to do this today. But they reminded me that I do this all the time. This is my work, that I can come to a place of center and step out of my human personality and allow something bigger than the limited personality to share. So that's where I'm at today. And I'm loving and appreciating everyone who's participating in this with us. So here we go. Very lovely friends, great masters, how are you feeling with your many, many bodies of light in this now breath? Hmm? Well, you know that your many, many bodies of light include your human body, the physical, emotional, mental body, and there's so much more of you. Hmm? So I want that this time to say to you that what do you want? Not a new question. What do you want in this world of consciousness? You can choose anything. You can be anything expressing itself. So when we ask, what do you want? We're not, of course, asking, well, what do you want to eat for breakfast or lunch today? We're not asking, oh, what do you want a new Mercedes or a Volkswagen? What do you want? We're not asking that. You can have all those wants. But what is it your soul wants now? Does your soul want to give room for tempestuous toddler antics, tantrums? Like all of us in the consciousness of the divine realm will look upon you and your human choices when you have acted in that way, whether it's dramatic or it's just sort of in your silent state. We still live lovingly, patiently, give you that. And then when you've tantrum enough, when you've resisted enough, when you have worn out everything and everyone around you in that supportive realm, we have words that you don't want to hear. So what? Now what? grow up. So if you know Master Tsen Tsing, you know this is not a new reminder for you. And it is not that we don't have caring and loving and nurturing energies to offer you. It is when you don't have what you want, when you don't see it or recognize it right in front of you or within you, now what? You get on with whatever is possible within you and what is right in front of you. What is the most difficult experience in your memories that you have endured and moved through? Do you recall any one of those difficult moments? Maybe it was having a death of someone very close and dear to you, a child, a parent, a dear friend, a spouse. Or maybe it was this difficult timing of not passing the grade and moving forward in your education or in your employment. Whatever these difficulties, your soul, in all of its variations of embodiment, have experienced those things. You have, in all your many aspects of being connected to all of others in this world, have lived through poverties, famines, wars. You've lived through all of these things in your many histories. And sometimes you live through it without your body. Ah, well, that's interesting, yes. You know, maybe you physically died in an experience in some other life expression, that you did not physically go forward from starvation of the body, from drought or famine. Maybe war came upon your body by illness or by, force of others, and your body did not survive that. So sometimes moving forward doesn't look like you think it should look. So I remind you now, my friends, that no matter who you are, where you are, in what part of this physical earthly world, what is it you want? And you don't have to struggle, strive to receive that, to have that. You simply claim it. And with claiming it, you do not deny that there are experiences which seem to interfere or deny that. It's why you are here walking on a journey in this form to learn balance, to learn how to resolve, to heal, to mend, to move through. If you physically fall down and you break a bone, with care and some wisdom and knowledge, it can be treated and mended, wrapped, and healed. If it is not well healed and well treated, you might have the distorted use of that bone and that part of the body, as you might have experienced before. Doesn't mean you stop being alive and having contribution and receiving all that you can and giving all that you can. So what is it that you want? Do you want it like a petulant child? I want this now. Sometimes that is your mode, yes. Sometimes it is your frustration or fear speaking that. I want it now because what if it doesn't come? What can I do if I don't have it? There is this cycle oftentimes for the child within you to want to see only that small moment and that small piece of having everything you want. in your greater soul's purpose, in the divine plan, there are times when things seem to be interrupted and interfered with in ways that you cannot fathom, understand, or know how to accept. The divine plan is not some being of a God saying, now you deserve this, now you need that, and you will not have that. It's not like a controlling parent, but it is the reminders and opportunities that you get to move through and step maybe aligned and assisted to support your soul's purpose of what it is your soul has chosen, what your soul wants. The challenges are part of that so that you become stronger, physically, energetically, emotionally, mentally, and all of those parts of your consciousness then align with training. Have you played a sport ever? Have you made a physical activity part of a routine or an occasional game? In the first effort or attempt at whatever that sport asked of you, whether it is to roll a ball down some wooden planks to hit some things, or playing some kicking in the balls, however those things are, by your first effort with it, you may have had success, surprising yourself and everyone that the result was the hoped for best result. Most often, even if that was your first time, that is not your next, because you are given all that you need to learn, to master what we'll call control of your body or your mind. We don't call it control, we're calling mastery of alignment, where your intention and all the factors are brought into unity. That appears to be that you have control. It appears to you that that is control. Control your thoughts, control your movements and actions. Yes, master it by discipline, love, focus. Many of you hearing this don't think you'll ever focus clearly enough in the art of meditation. You either give it up or you redefine it, and so be it that you redefine it. Because it is a discipline and activity of practice, just as playing a sport or learning how to cook and get the results that you hope for. You know that, what do they call it? Goldilocks, just right? Why would you continue then in life to believe that wanting something is bad, or that wanting something is an impossibility? It is fated that you never have? Why would you believe that you can only want one thing? Why are there limits on what you want? And we say what you want, but primarily, again, reminding you, it is what is it your soul desires to experience, to integrate into your wholeness being. Do you want to know interactive love with others, humans? Do you want to know peace in your interactive experience with the world? Do you want to experience joy? Do you want to cross the bridge of hope into your faith that all is real and possible according to your wholeness of desire? So, when we ask what you want, we're not going to say be careful what you wish for. We're going to say be mindful of where the want is born in you. Is it born in the fear of not having? Many human wants are, yes. Some people strive for great wealth because they have a fear of not having enough or not being recognized as important enough and so on. So the striving for fame and fortune. Those aren't wrong, but you can choose. That could be fun. Is it what is at the core that I can heal so that I can have all that and more? What do you want? So if you don't have what you want, what are your choices? To pretend that you like it anyway? Maybe. Rather than pretend that you like it anyway, say, I intend to love it. Distinction here is what your human emotional mental limits have been about liking and disliking, and your essence of soul about loving. And that has no real opposite. It is all there is. What do you want? You are not wrong to list desires and wants that may come from the places we've mentioned of your fears or your anxieties or your limited thoughts and emotions. It's all right for that. Because even through those desires and pursuits, you can find the essence of what lies within that it feeds you most wholly in your holiness. Now what? Now what? So many philosophies or idioms of getting on with the next part of life have shown up in your cultures. Such as, when life gives you lemons, fill in the rest. And then there's this one person I'm hearing saying, but I don't like lemonade. All right, so be it. What else then? Life gives you lemons. Plant them and make another tree and sell them to other people. That's one little way that people discover their viewpoint of life. That is the encouragement you've received of finding the glass half full rather than half empty. Either way, it's still a glass with room for more. So what is the more? You choose. There is a promise of a brighter day. Yes, somewhere over the rainbow. You understand, these idioms and these reminders have come to give you hope and a focus and a choice of what is it you're seeking. If you seek only a rainbow, that's wondrous, until that seeking the rainbow is leaving you in a state of blindness to all the beauty that is in and around what might be a rainbow. You carry a rainbow in you, that color burst of the full spectrum of light, reflected and responsive to all the particles that seem physically real. So what? Now what? Grow up. Sometimes it feels like that's not fair. Like growing up is somehow an enforcement of someone else's rules upon you. Growing up means let go of things, values, visions, hopes, dreams, so that you can now play according to a standard or rules that make no sense to you. So when we say grow up, we know that that pushes many buttons, as some people will call it. The part of you that needs to grow up is more really the parts of you which need to allow expansion, to grow in the largeness of who you really are. Doesn't mean you stop having your inner child, your inner space of innocence. None of that exists within it. Growing up doesn't mean put it away, it doesn't exist. It means finding a way to keep expanding. Hmm. So, where would be the next step for any of you, moving you toward the expression and the experience of your desire, what you want? Now, just now. That's all. The next step is now. One breath. One breath is not just one inhale. It is not just one final exhale. One breath is the eternal flow of life, accepted and given. What's next? In this breath, you choose. What's next? Ah, beloved ones, you don't have to have the roadmap for all that comes before you. If only you came with the, what do they call it, the GPS of your spiritual path, so ingrained in your consciousness that you were never ever going to be too far off the path, because you would always be hearing your friendly voice that says, in 50 feet, turn right. In 100 feet, make another right. Reprogramming. Now turn again. That'd be funny for you to have your whole spiritual pathway laid out like this cosmic GPS, right? Well, that's not real. And yet it is possible. Not that you surrender your life to being told by your God consciousness, your divine connections to angelic and masterful realms that guide you. You can have, and you will have all of that. But that would not serve you to have every breath, every next step. You don't want that. You don't want to be told what to do. You don't want to be told where to go. Mostly you don't. But even if you have felt in your life that you have followed a path that you felt spiritually guided to follow, a direction that you felt intuitively that was the correct one, and you came across a barrier or an experience of pain, did you have a tantrum about that? Many of you have, yes. I thought you said this was going to be for my highest good. Well, is it or is it not? Do you understand that all of your steps are given to you already? And you are the master to choose and find the best in any direction you're moving. That's your so-called inner GPS. Finding it your primary heart's desire, that want. Is this next thing in alignment with that, or is it keeping me further from that? How will you know? You will know. Sooner or later, we could say, you will know. So, please find some sense of this humor of the idea that we speak to you, so what now, what, grow up. It is not us saying to you, none of it matters and you don't matter, and it only says, yes, okay, now what? You're in command. You are the divine in your body, acting through this world in order to present more of this essence of who you are, and so receive more of the essence of who you are. So be it. Thank you, friends. God, Goddess, all that is, infinite light, infinite love. Namaste. Hello. Sorry. So, my friends, thank you for my journey. I am digesting, I guess, all that I experienced there in these last moments that you had visits with Spirit. As usual, Daryl will make comments in there. I'm not able to focus in that when I'm preparing to go into and then through this state, but I'm appreciating every one of you, and look for Daryl's comments about where we are in this sharing and what may be coming forth. Until next time, my friends, have a beautiful, excuse the body, beautiful day.